What's up, everybody? Long time no see. Oh, it's been a fast couple of weeks, but I am back, and today we are going to be meal prepping. And we're meal prepping because I am on a weight loss journey. And what people don't understand, weight loss is more than just the physical weight. It is also the mental weight. I went out the other night and it really gave me a clear vision of what I've been doing these last couple of years and what I have not been doing these last couple of years. And I went into my closet, and for content, I used to be that girl who always had something to wear. Like, I made it my business that each week I would buy a piece of something, whether it was a shoe, whether it was an accessory, whether it was whatever. And I realized that over these last 8 years with me, mourning my mom, I never really got a chance to really mourn her, but it has metastasized, or it has grown into self-sabotage. And when I really had to sit in it, because, sometimes we do stuff and we don't sit in what we are doing. Like, we don't really acknowledge how things could be different. And so I went out to a jazz club, and it was the first time that I had been social in a long time. And when I say a long time, as in the 8 years that I've been here in New York, I've gone out, I probably can count on one hand, because I have been submerged in growing my brand, and my social life has really taken a hit. So much that, when I look in my closet, I'm just like, who is this person? Like, everything that I tried on last night, or, just trying to get ready and things of that nature, it just didn't hit. Like, when I looked at my clothes selection, I have clothes in there that, looks good on camera. You know what I'm saying? Because, I am, a journalist, have my own show on NJPBS. I also do content and, just different things, but it did not represent who I was. And I realized that my weight has been a hindrance for me. Now, I've never been super slim. I've had super slim moments, is what I'm saying. And those were the times where I was really on beast mode. Like, I was really okay, I'm trying to be stunting on these hoes. Hardcore, not playing no games. I had no cheat meals. Everything that I ate was intentional. Every movement that I did was intentional. And last night reminded me that even though I have been going to the gym, but the gym has just been maintenance for the shenanigans. Going to the gym has been maintenance for the shenanigans. And when I say that is, I kept up going to the gym or taking a walk maybe 2 to 3 times out of the week. Sometimes I'm 5, 6 times a week, but I was still comfort eating. And the comfort eating would be oh, I ate good, for the couple days. Me eating this sweet won't do anything. Or, I didn't go to the gym today, so it's okay for me to eat crazy because I didn't go to the gym. That's what my logic is. But last night really hit it on the nail. And it told me that I have been self-sabotaging myself, and my weight has been a security blanket for me. And I haven't really mentally made the decision to get the weight off. And When you come to realization of just like how your life should be and how it could be, and you can't blame anybody but yourself. I'm 5'2". On a good day, I'm 5'4", but I'm 5'2". And the weight that I have on me has been mental and has been physical. And I am no longer, willing to do that, because I do want a social life. I do want to feel good in my clothes, and I want my wardrobe to represent who I am. So today we are meal prepping to set the tone for the week. And when I meal prep, I like to make sure that I have just things in my refrigerator that is going to support the decisions that I'm going to make. And each week I set a goal for what I want to accomplish. So this week, because I have that epiphany, I am setting the goal of, if I can go 7 days without any kind of cheat, and making sure that I am in a calorie deficit and getting in my steps, because I've also incorporated walking 10 miles once a week. And so on Sundays, that's what my thing is. And I'm dead serious. Yeah. And when you think about like weight loss and stuff like that, it's just, it's a touchy subject, because people think that weight loss is just physical. It's not. It is not. It is not. And with anything, like when you're changing your lifestyle, you have to decide on what your why is going to be. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I want to lose weight is because I know it will be healthier for me. I know that, I'll look better. I know that I'll feel better. I know that the tone of my voice will be different, because when you are proud of what you look like, it's a different rhythm. You know what I'm saying? It is a different rhythm when you are, really getting in the game. And I'm not saying that weight loss is the end all be all, but when you feel good and you look good, it's just a different conversation. It's just a different conversation. And so for so long, you keep the weight on because it's easy. I ain't even gonna hold you. You keep the weight on because it's easy. Because you're not really missing out on nothing being big. What you missing out on? You're not missing out on nothing. You're not missing out on nothing being overweight. So you might be missing out on, if you can run a marathon, you might be missing out on, if you can, bend over and touch your toes. But for the most part, you being overweight does not keep you from having a roof over your head. Definitely don't keep food out your mouth. It doesn't inconvenience you at all for your basic necessities. And I think that that's why people don't really put in the work like that. Because I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm not big, but I'm out of shape. I mean, I can walk, like I can do a 10 mile, 15 mile, I can walk, blah, blah, blah. But for me, my weight prevents me from showing up like I'm supposed to show up. And I'm a realist, and I keep it a bean, because last night really got me in my feelings. It really truly did, because I was just like, nothing fits. Everything looks frumpy. I look like, I look like somebody's auntie. Look like somebody's auntie. I look like somebody's auntie. Got me a watermelon. Yes, ma'am. Got me a watermelon. Yes. We're about to slice this up and we're going to get this together. Watermelon juice is good for hydration. And I love having coconut water and watermelon juice to start my days off, along with herbal tea. So we're going to juice the watermelon, and that's going to be my hydration for the week. And I'm also picking up some coconut water tomorrow, because I can see the difference in my skin, and I can tell the difference with my hydration because of the H3O that is good for you. And it gives you, your minerals and all the other things that you need in order to get it together. Then we're going to have, I'm going to chop up for my fruit bowls, and we're also going to make my chia seed pudding. And yeah, we're about to get started, because I ain't got all day. Child, I've had this watermelon for like a week, but I kept it cool because I just didn't have time. But time is of the essence, and I hope that it's still good. So we got some bounce to it. Let's see, Lord, please let it still be good, because if not, I still gotta walk over to LeBay this week, because like I said, last night hurt my feelings so bad. It hurt my feelings so bad, child. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Seeded watermelon is the best watermelon for you. It's the best. So we're going to chop this up. That's 1/2. I'm going to place this over here. I'll place this over here. We're going to get to it. Let me get my stuff together. But yeah, weight loss is more than just physical. And I think, and I know that that's the reason why I have failed, because I have not really took accountability of different things. And, I tell myself, like the other day, I really didn't want to go to the gym. But then I thought about all the times that I didn't want to go to the gym and what I actually was doing during that time that I didn't go to the gym. Going to the gym or doing any kind of physical activity is only an hour out of your day. Only an hour, maybe 2 hour max if you really want to keep it a whole being. And when I think about what I do in that time, and if you add that up over a course of the year, that is the reason why when it comes time for you to show up and show out, you have to think about all the times that you could have. And that's why they say, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And I learned that from an old colleague of mine, or coworker of mine. And he was so fine. Oh my God, he was so fine. But he would always say that, because living in Atlanta, we had like a gym. We had a gym that was 24 hours. So we waited tables, and we would get off work, and everybody else would be like, oh, we're gonna go here. He'd be like, I'm going to the gym. And we'd be getting off like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. And I would be like, the gym? And because of him, I started going to the gym at night instead of being out there consuming all them calories, giggling and jiggling. But he would be like, oh, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And it always stuck with me. Did I follow through? No. But last night, I thought about him. I thought about him. And the way that he said it with his chest. He was like, oh, y'all going out to eat? Y'all can afford to go out and eat? Knowing I was giving chunky but funky. Knowing I was giving chunky but funky, child. Knowing I was giving chunky but funky. And I was out there eating and geeking and eating. And then, you don't think about it at the time. But then when you really want to pop out, nothing was fitting last night. Nothing. Let me see. Let's see. That's going to be good when it's ice cold. Yo, nothing was fitting. And I was so done. I was so done. Even though it was a hole in the wall. Because I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared. And that was my fault. My fault. Because you tell your thing, you tell yourself things, and you be like, oh, it ain't that bad. It ain't. Shut up. What if my husband would have been there and I was out there looking like I eat with my fingers? Oh. I was at the gym so quick this morning, even though there was limited hours. Yeah. Let me see. I went and bought some. I did not. It's okay. I'm gonna use my old laundry, but I saw a real cute one at Home Goods. And it has a little spout on it and everything. So, but yeah, I like lime juice in my watermelon water. It just gives it a little, So that's what. But I'm gonna go back and get that other one because it's just fancy. It's just fancy. But anyway, I realized that, that's why I didn't give a damn. If I'm gonna keep it a buck, I didn't give a damn because, I stood 10 toes down in why would you be out there and you don't have your shit together? But it didn't motivate me to make it expeditiously because I was just like, it's, in due time. That's what I was saying. In due time. I'll get it together. Meanwhile, late at night, snacking. And not snacking on like things that are good for me. I'm talking about like I've been drinking ginger ale. Ginger ale has a whole bunch of sugar in it. You consume a whole bunch of ginger ales, that sugar turns into calories, which turns into sabotage. You think you don't think about it because you're just like, oh, it's whatever. I haven't done what I was supposed to do, so it's this, it's that. But last night really was an eye opener for me. It was like, Angela, either you want to socialize and get all the things and stop sabotaging yourself, or you just accept that you decided to be mediocre. And either there's nothing wrong with being mediocre if that's your plan, but I just don't believe that we get put on this earth just to be mediocre. I just don't. I really don't. We choose to be mediocre. We aren't mediocre, but we choose it because we do not have faith enough in ourselves to feel like we could do better. Because there's absolutely no reason that I shouldn't have been prepared for last night. But I also know that this weight situation for me has been a security blanket. And it has been like me saying, oh, it's okay. You don't need to be out there because you ain't do what you're supposed to do anyway. So until you do what you're supposed to do, you know, I wasn't uncomfortable. The tip that I have for weight loss is understanding that it's not going to be a quick fix, but understanding that it has to be intentional. Like, it has to be intentional. Because if it's not, you're wasting valued time. You know what I'm saying? You're really wasting valued time. Because to talk about it, and not be about it, you're doing a disservice to yourself. You really, truly are. And you never realize it until, you know, you decide to be 100% with yourself. And until you're 100% with yourself, you know, everything that you ever want and aspire to have, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. This week's meal prep is going to be raw. We're doing raw this week because I fell off last week because I didn't meal prep. So to reset, I am going to be doing raw this week. So that means salads, that means fruits, vegetables, and juice. That's what this week is going to consist of. And I'm going to reward myself with a manicure or pedicure. I really want to do a full body Korean scrub, but you know, that's about $300 and some. That's about $300 and some. So we'll see. We will see, because I'm ready to get in the game. I really am. After last night, and I know I keep saying after last night, but it really messed up my head. It really did, because I was, you know, the time that I was taking to figure out what looks right, what don't look right, and all that other stuff. If I would have been ready, and if I would have had my shit together, that's 20-30 minutes that I could have walked there instead of taking a lift. And that's the message. That was the message. When you don't do what you're supposed to do, it costs you financially and it costs you time. And time is something you cannot get back. Something you can't get back. Just imagine, like, if I would have had my stuff together, like, I would have had the wardrobe that I enjoy, so all I have to do is just go in there and just choose. It would have been light work. I wouldn't have felt frazzled. I wouldn't have felt like, that's a word. That's a word. That is a word. Stay ready. You don't have to get ready. And weight loss costs you financially and it costs you with time. Because you're spending time trying to hide versus spending time easing into whatever you're supposed to be doing. It's almost like showing up, going in early. When you go in early, it's like, say for instance, you have to be somewhere at 1 o'clock. When you go in early and you get there around 1:30, you got time to, decompress. You have time to, get a drink if that's what you're going to do. You just have the luxury of easing into your day differently than when you're running late. You're like, oh my God, your mind is all over the place. Like, oh, I hate being late. You're high as far as anxiety wise. You're just not showing up as your best. So it's cost you more to not be ready than it is if you stay ready. Now that's a word.